Welcome back everybody to Gemology for Schmucks. My name is Peter Nelson and I'm here to tell you everything you need to know about gemstones. Last week we talked about a phenomenon in gemstone called asterism, or the star effect. And this week we're going to continue talking about a phenomenon, but this one's going to be called chatoyancy, or the cat's eye effect. Those of you who are familiar with French know that chat is cat, so chatoyancy, the cat's eye effect. Chatoyancy and asterism are actually quite related. Keep in mind that a phenomenon is an effect that happens when a gemstone interacts with light. So asterism most of the time is caused by needles or silk that's pushed out of the crystal structure when it's cooling down and crystallizing. The same effect, those same needles, can cause chatoyancy if the stone is cut in a certain direction in the crystal. Most of the time it's not like that though. Most of the time a cat's eye effect actually has more to do with the growth structure of the mineral itself. So some minerals will form a cat's eye if they have fibrous growth. One of the minerals that's related to jade, so that's soft jade, nephrite jade, this cat's eye jade as it's called in China actually has long fibrous growth of the mineral. And what happens is when the light hits the stone, as long as the stone is cut in a cabochon, just like with a star, that light will travel down the fibers just like a fiber optic cable. And so if we have all of the fibers running in this direction and the light hits it and travels in this direction, as long as the cabochon is cut in this way, the light will travel in a line. And so we get our cat's eye effect running perpendicular to the growth of those fibers. The same thing can happen in other minerals with hollow tubes. So in beryl, so that's aquamarine, morganite, even emerald, a lot of times there are tubes that grow inside of the crystal. And if there are enough of those tubes running in the same direction and they are closely packed enough, it can create a cat's eye. So once again, if the tubes are running this direction, the cat's eye will run in this direction. That's perpendicular. That's more important for cutters to keep in mind when they're fashioning the stone. For those of us that are just enjoying gems, it's just something we can observe with our eyes and help remind us that yes, this is a natural stone. So we have fibrous growth of the mineral, we have hollow tubes that grow inside of the mineral. Some of these you may not be able to see. So in cat's eye chrysoberyl, which is the only stone that can be called cat's eye on its own, if somebody says cat's eye, it needs to mean cat's eye chrysoberyl. With other stones, you have to say cat's eye jade, cat's eye quartz, cat's eye anything else. So cat's eye chrysoberyl, or just cat's eye, is the most famous of these cat's eye stones, and it can often be identified by a blue streak that's inside of the cat's eye. Not always, but often. And if you do see that blue streak inside of the cat's eye, it's a strong indicator that this is chrysoberyl and not some of its lookalikes that may be much cheaper. For example, cat's eye actinolite, or cat's eye jade that I've been talking about, can look very similar to cat's eye chrysoberyl. It can be the same colors, it can have a sharp cat's eye effect, it can have what's called the milk and honey effect as well. And this is another effect that happens with some cat's eye stones, where the opposite side of the light source will go kind of milky and translucent, and the side closer to the light source will be transparent. So this transparent side is the honey side, and the translucent side is the milk side. It's something to keep in mind when you're shopping around for cat's eye stones. It can affect the value. Whether for good or for bad, that's something you're going to have to shop around for, because that's more to do with people's tastes. Even in moonstone or certain varieties of quartz, you can also get a cat's eye. So as with starstones, there are many different types of minerals that can have the cat's eye effect, or chatoyancy, especially as there are many more types of mineral growths that can cause the cat's eye, as opposed to the star effect, which is mostly restricted to stones that have needles or long plate-like inclusions. So as a quick review, today we've been talking about the cat's eye effect, or chatoyancy, and that can be caused by several different things. Fibrous growth of the mineral itself, hollow tubes growing in the minerals, or platelets growing in the minerals. And there may be some others out there that I'm not so familiar with as well. But when shopping for a cat's eye stone, keep in mind that the line should be very sharp. It should move as you're moving the stone or moving the light source on the stone. If the stone has a milk and honey effect, that can also affect the price. The straighter and crisper that cat's eye line is, the better quality the cat's eye. If that line is kind of blurred or fuzzy, it's going to impact the price in a negative way. So look for a crisp, sharp line. And as always with gemstones, you want to be looking for something that is beautiful. If it has all of these phenomena, but you don't find it beautiful, then it's definitely not worth the price. It may be worth that price to other people, but you stick to what you believe is beautiful and what you know to be rare. So as always, if you've got any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and tell all of your friends about it. And until next time, bye-bye.